Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles because this bores her and she's doing some other things today. Yeah, we're going to talk about PayPal and crypto and how if you are a creator, some kind of creative who has had an aversion to Kickstarter because of their announcement over using blockchain, I think you're out of luck because most alternatives use PayPal, and PayPal is going all in on crypto too. We've talked about this before. PayPal's been letting you buy crypto for over a year now. In fact, I bought some Ethereum through PayPal not too long ago. And it looks like they're even talking about creating their own PayPal crypto digital currency. So we've got that going on. We've got Venmo and PayPal going all in on being able to pay taxes. Your Bitcoin tax, NFT tax is a whole lot easier. This is just earlier today, right? So this is going to be really interesting. If you're trying to avoid the blockchain, what I'm saying is if you're trying to avoid crypto and you're trying to avoid the blockchain as a creative, it is going to get harder and harder, if not impossible, to sidestep companies that use blockchain technology, NFTs and crypto and all these really bad things that Twitter doesn't like. You're going to be out of luck here pretty soon because I think damn near everyone or every website that accepts transactions in 2 to 5 years will use some sort of blockchain technology or they will use some sort of crypto. In fact, Disney is looking into it right now. Disney wants to use blockchain, if I recall correctly, to lock down its content on Disney+. Pretty much every major company right now is looking into using the blockchain to some degree or another. So again, if you are avoiding Kickstarter because of that, you're going to have to go off the grid. I don't know what else to tell you. And I'm not saying that your concerns about the environment are unwarranted or unfounded. I mean, if you really feel that way, then maybe you should just turn off your phone, turn off the internet, because tweeting also kills trees. Just saying. Gonna talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. Guys, over 251,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. We do talk about the comic book industry. We talk about the business of making things. And, we've made our own things, and we're going to continue to make our own things. If you go out to shopclownfish.com, we've got our first graphic novels out there. Now, these are actually a reprint of our webcomic Shadow Binders, which is going to continue. By the way, later this year, we're going to have a crowdfunder for Volume 3, which is new material. The first new Shadow Binders material in like 8 years. So it's going to be kind of crazy going back to this world now, knowing what we know now, and being able to do it as a proper comic and not a web comic. But I digress. There's been a lot of discussion. I guess we're going to call it discussion about Kickstarter using blockchain technology. They announced they're going to use blockchain technology and they're going to basically bottle that technology and let other sites create their own crowdfunding microsites or whatever, kind of like WordPress. I'm guessing it'll be a plugin or a service. And I think it's a really good idea because Kickstarter has perfected that technology. They're synonymous with crowdfunding. And there was a lot of backlash from comic book creators on Twitter to this news because Kickstarter said, hey, they're going to use the blockchain. They're like, well, there are alternatives out there. You can use other websites that don't use the blockchain. Then they're like, well, you can go to Indiegogo. No, Indiegogo's no good because the founder was involved in some NFT stuff, and also they allow Comicsgate creators on Indiegogo, so we can't do that. Okay, well, you can use, PayPal and just take payments directly. You can use Zoop and just take payments, which are probably going to be PayPal payments directly. And you're kind of out of luck at this point because PayPal is going all in on crypto as well. I guarantee you your banking app, whichever one you use right now, is going to be jumping on the blockchain bandwagon here pretty soon if they haven't done so already. I mean, this is going to be a huge part of Web 3.0. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to agree with NFTs. You can think NFTs are stupid. You can think crypto is stupid. But the reality is the blockchain is not going anywhere. They'll get better at the technology. They'll improve it. Eventually, it will not use as much energy as it has been, I'm guessing, but it's not going anywhere. So this is actually coming from Mike on DRes, which is our pop culture news site. I'm going to put a link to that. We're going to be beefing that up this year as well. A lot of other stories out on DRes that we don't cover on Clownfish TV. So if you go to d-resd.com, you can sign up for the mailing list and get some other news as well. But Mike put this article up. I'd missed this story. We'll talk about that too, because PayPal in general, you're going to have to start paying more taxes on as well. So good luck with that. PayPal may create its own stable digital currency. Don't you hate it when you buy some Bitcoin and it goes from being worth thousands to hundreds in a matter of hours? Wish there was a better way. Well, PayPal supposedly is working on this technology. PC Mag reported that the longtime online payment company may be looking to start its own currency, with more stability behind it. Apparently, someone found the term PayPal coin while snooping around the company's iOS app. Could be a placeholder for an upcoming crypto feature, since PayPal already allows you to buy and sell via a number of alternative payment methods, or it could be the indication that the longtime online payment company could be looking to dip toes into the volatile market. In a statement to Bloomberg, PayPal's senior VP of crypto and digital currency, Jose Fernandez de Pont, downplayed the discovery. We're exploring a stable coin. If and when we seek to move forward, we will, of course, work closely with relevant regulators. Everybody's going to have their own monopoly money. They are. Stablecoin, as the name suggests, is a digital currency that's backed by something tangible. If you dabbled in crypto, you'll know how quickly the value can change. The gold standard. The gold standard. Stablecoin looks to limit the fluctuations by having the digibucks held up by something like the US dollar or gold. So here's the thing. This is not going away. So if you're going to look for alternatives to Kickstarter, you're also going to have to look for an alternative payment processor. How far we've come in 4 years. Like 4 years ago, if you were a wrong thinker, platforms like PayPal and Kickstarter would deplatform you. And now the shoe is on the other foot. Now those same gatekeepers are appalled that their companies like Kickstarter and PayPal, and I would say Shopify and some other ones, are basically catering to the people they deem the alt-right. Because apparently dabbling in crypto means you're alt-right or some bullshit like that, which is not true. It's definitely not true. It's basically any technology or any new thing I don't like that I can't get in on is the worst political adversary I can think of. So you're going to have a really hard time avoiding crypto. I'm just going to tell you that. So if that's why you're not using Kickstarter, good luck with that. Because again, people are going to pay you PayPal. I think Patreon pays PayPal. And people tip you via PayPal or Venmo. Speaking of which, if you use Venmo or PayPal, thankfully the government is happy to take your tax dollars. Anything over $600, I guess, they're going to require a 1099-K form for them. Now, prior to this, it was, I think, $20,000. I think this is actually going to hurt a lot of smaller creators, though, because I know in the case of Kickstarter, back in the day, if it was under $20,000, they didn't even send you a tax form. They were just like, yeah, it's whatever. We don't have to send you a tax form. But now, anything over $600, using Venmo or PayPal or whatever, you're going to have to file and furnish a form 1099-K. Yeah, according to the IRS. Reporting on all commercial income they collected through the app, according to reporting by NBC News. That includes getting tips. That includes selling commissions. They're going to tax you on it. It doesn't mean you owe additional taxes. It just means you need to verify your income. The change only applies to income that would normally be reported to the IRS anyway. Current tax law requires anyone to pay taxes on income over $600, regardless of where it comes from. So a lot of people were running a side hustle, through PayPal or Venmo or whatever, and not paying taxes. And if you want all these wonderful perks, all this free money that the government keeps giving us, you're going to have to pay your fair share, I guess. Additionally, the reporting requirement doesn't include things like paying your family or friends back using PayPal or Venmo for rent, dinner, gifts, shared trips, etc. and excludes anyone selling a personal item at a loss, such as a table bought for $800 and sold for $700. But again, if you're buying and selling stuff via PayPal, whether that's digital comics or artwork, you're going to be affected. For the 2022 tax year, you should consider the amount shown on your 1099-K when calculating gross receipts for your income tax return. It's all going to get a lot more complicated. But thankfully, there is another option. However, it deals with crypto. Crypto unicorn TaxBit joining forces with PayPal, FTX, and more to make paying Bitcoin and NFT taxes a whole lot easier. The IRS announced yesterday that the 2022 filing season will open on January 24th, and tax returns for individual taxpayers are due on April 18th. Tax season is especially cumbersome for those who buy, sell, trade, or invest in digital assets like NFTs. Unlike your average brokerage account at Edward Jones, until now most crypto exchanges haven't provided a 1099, but that's going to change too. TaxBit announced a new network that will provide free, unlimited federal information return needed for crypto and NFT investors. So make sure that everybody gets their fair share, right? So you're gonna have to report your digital assets, your NFT assets, your crypto assets. There's no getting away from it, guys. There isn't. But I just think it's so funny that everybody's like, oh yeah, we don't need Kickstarter because they're using blockchain. Let's just take tips directly via PayPal or sell via Shopify or whatever. Everybody's gonna be using the blockchain. It's unavoidable. It's here to stay. That's it. It doesn't matter if you go to Zoop, because I guarantee you they're taking payments over here on Zoop that are going to use services that are going to be on the blockchain. You're going to burn down trees. You're going to burn down trees printing your comic books, but you're going to burn down trees no matter what you do. And if you're really that concerned about it, limit your internet usage. Please stop tweeting. 5,000 tweets a day. That would definitely help the environment. And probably help your mental health as well. So I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.